Well, it is now day 2 of the overhead locker stroke entertainment system for the Mercedes Vario camper van. Right, I'm busting to see how this is going to end up looking. All the glue should be well and truly dry now. So let's jump inside, see how this is going to look. Oh, it's a bit tight in here. Okay. Well, I think that looks absolutely fantastic. That's actually going to work, I do believe, and there's loads of depth to these cubby holes as well, or cupboards. But I really wanted to tilt the front of this slightly, so it's at a very slight angle for the stereo, so I could see it from the seat. But if I tilt it, I end up with this big gap along here. And I think it's because the batten at the back is square. And let's see if I can show you what I mean. So the batten, as you can see, is square, so we've got this nice 45-degree angle. But because I want to tilt this slightly, I need to take some of this corner off of here and make this batten slightly angled at the top, allowing me to tip this, or angle it down slightly without causing a big gap at the top here. After all, we went to a lot of trouble scribing this in and getting it to fit nice and flush. Yeah, so right, let's do that next. I think that's going to take a little while to do that. Well, it shouldn't do. It should only take half hour. Yeah, it shouldn't take long at all. So all I need to do is find my plane. I guess it's only the edges I've got to do, because I've got this big gap this in the middle. So these edges I need to plane off both ends. And I'm pretty sure I've got an old wood plane. Sorry about the wind, by the way. It is quite windy, and I've tucked my microphone up underneath my t-shirt and my hoodie to try and shelter the microphone from the wind. So if you're getting a bit of wind noise, I'm sorry, I apologise now. Anyway, right, so let's get rid of this. What was a knot? There's always a knot, isn't there? Well, you don't want one. Oh, there's a knot this side as well. I'm not having a good day. I wish I had an electric plane. I guess it's back to simple hand tools for me. No electric plane here. Just basic, simple hand tools. Blunt ones at that. This is as blunt as my ex-wife's tongue. Or is it sharp as my ex-mother-in-law's tongue? Oh, something like that. Anyway, at least it's a lot cooler today and I'm not tripping over my own nuts again. Tell you what, I wasn't hot, but I am now. Is that my phone ringing? I've got quite a bit off, so I'm going to try it and see how it fits. It is getting warm, it's getting hot. I might have to take my hoodie off. Let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, look at that. I think just a little bit more off of there. Oh, this side, loads. Oh crap. Yeah, so the side with the knot in it needs loads more taking off. Yeah, how am I going to get that off of there? Yeah, see, that side's gone down nice. See that? Nicely chamfered off. This side, not so much. But it's got this really weird, it's got a knot there and a weird knot on the end. And this thing just ain't touching it. It really isn't. Oh, it's going to take forever. What can I do? Hang on, I've got an idea. This should do it. Well, I am a mechanic at the end of the day, not a chippy. Yep, oops, maybe a bit too much. Oh well, let's do a bit on this end as well. I'll be a monkey's uncle if that doesn't work now. Right, let's give it a go, eh? Okay, let's see what this looks like now. Haha, much better. Nice. Let's just screw it all. Yeah. Yes. It's going to screw there and a screw there. That's going to put it up nice and tight. That's actually the right angle. If I squeeze that with my hands, yeah, plenty of depth. Stereo's going to fit in there. Perfect. I'm happy with that. Okay, so now I know it fits properly. We've got the right angles. I'm going to get my least favourite tool and route all these edges, give them all a nice smooth curve. Also, the pieces that I cut out from here are going to form our doors, so I'm going to route all the edges of these and then give it a coat of varnish. Whilst that varnish is drying, I'm going to try and sort out the electrics, because our little electric transformers have come. So I need to, in case you didn't see yesterday's video, I need to step down the voltage because my van's 24 volts and the stereo I'm fitting in here is 12 volt. I need to reduce that voltage down, and because most stereos, this one included, has a live feed that comes on when you turn the ignition on, it also has a permanent live feed. So when the ignition is off, the stereo remembers, I guess, where it was the last time we turned it on. I think that's what it's for. And also this is a dash cam, security cam, GPS, all that good stuff. So I need a permanent live feed going to it anyway. So I'm guessing that the permanent live feed is going to take care of all that stuff, and the switched live feed will be when I'm driving it, the dash cam and whatever. I think. I'm only guessing. To me that makes perfect sense. Whether or not the manufacturers did that remains to be seen, but we will see. Right, I'm going to tidy all this up first. Let's put this monster away. Yes, back in now. Okay, so this has got to be my least favourite tool to use, but I do like what it does. I just don't like using it. Right, I'm going to round off all the edges. I've got a simple round bit on this. And on this one, unlike the cupboards in my living area, I'm going to round off the bottom as well, because I know if I hit my head on this, it's really going to hurt. So let's do that first. I'm going to check the depth actually. Oh yeah, good job I checked it. It's a little bit too deep, I think. Right. Oh, I wish I knew what I was doing. Be nice, wouldn't it, if I knew what I was doing. But I'm going to do this edge first. It's a little bit, yes. Clamps. Bring out the big clamp. It is really windy, so if I suddenly stop filming and just, well, if I suddenly stop talking and just film, it's because the audio is crap because of the wind. Right, that's my excuse anyway. See what happens. Yeah, that's all right. I don't know why I didn't think of doing this to the cupboards inside the van, because I've hit my head a few times now. Yeah. Maybe I'll take this in there and actually do it in situ while they're on the wall. It's going to make a mess, and I'll have to revarnish it. But I'll tell you what, I think it'll be worth it. Right, let's do the door. As much as I hate that thing, I really do like the result of what it can do. I still have to sand it down though. Now I know I should really wear a mask, but what I do, I hold my breath. So I don't recommend it. If you are going to use one of these, do wear a mask. Don't do what I'm doing. That's all right. I'm happy with that. Looks a bit rough, but once we sand it down, it'll be right. Sure be right, as they say. Need to get it on the edge of the table now. It's blowing. Mind you though, I'm enjoying the breeze because it is making it cooler. And breathe. And that is that. Right, so now I'm just going to sand it all down, make it look all nice and pretty, and then give it a coat of varnish. Might be a while. It's definitely going to take more than half hour. Right, I've done all the sanding. It's lovely and smooth. So I'm going to give them a real quick. There's only 3 pieces. It's going to be a really easy cupboard to do. Give it a coat of varnish. I think I'm going to have something to eat because I'm starving. Give this a good stir this time because I think when I did the dividers the other day, one of them come out a different colour. Yeah, I definitely should have stirred this first. Yeah, it's got a slight brown tint to it. And because I didn't stir it, the dividers in there, one's kind of got a browny tint to it and one's not, basically. You see that? It's like, it looks like toffee. See that toffee colour? That's what we want our varnish to look like. Right, I'm going to give this a really thin coat, not thick at all. Just barely putting any on. Because I want it to dry relatively quick. And I will give it another really good thick coat once it's actually fitted and everything's all done. That way, I'm not going to scratch it. Because I do tend to be a bit heavy-handed and things do get scratched. So, this is just going to get a really thick or thin coat. Because I've learnt this, the varnish actually looks better if you put a thin coat on first and then a thick coat. So, because what we do, we rub it down. So once this varnish goes off, I will actually rub this down a bit more, and it just gives you that real nice, shiny varnish look. But I won't rub it down until it's all put together. Once I've fitted the doors and everything, then I'll rub it down. Look at that, straight away I've got a hair from the brush in there. We don't want that. You can see the difference a little bit of varnish makes though, hey? It's amazing, really is. Whilst this varnish is drying, I was going to have some lunch, but I think what I'm going to do is actually look at my 12 volt electrics. Unfortunately, I'm not going to really be able to film that part because it's in such a confined space. But what I will do is connect it all up, then I'll quickly just show you what I've done, rather than try and film myself doing it. Does that make sense? Probably not, but hey, there it is. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do these bits as well in now, so they're just protected. Yes. It is nice and warm today again, so I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is going to dry really quickly. Well, I hope it does anyway. Oh, and I'll say thanks to everyone that suggested CB handles for me. A lot of people say I should just use the Dragonfly as my CB handle if I do get a CB radio. And I'm kind of, yeah, kind of liking the idea of getting a CB radio. So maybe I will. Probably never use it because I'm not really that much of a talker. As all my friends will tell you, they text me messages and stuff and I never reply. I'm not a very good conversationalist, as it were. So, but in an emergency, especially like in a remote area where there's no self-service or anything like that, I think a CB radio might come in handy. I don't know. Modern technology, what it is. We've got Starlink and whatever, but then Starlink don't always work. I think that is going to be it for now. Let that soak in. There. So I'm varnishing the edges first. It just makes it easier. Once the edges are varnished, then I'll lay the door flat on the table and do the rest. Oh, it is windy as. There's grit flying through the air. Bits of straw flying everywhere. Not ideal conditions to varnish mid-doors, but hey ho, we'll survive. We will persevere. There we go. Right, lay that flat on there now. Maybe I should have swept the table first. A puff of sawdust flies across the air. Give it that nice mottled look. Unintentionally. Yeah, look at that. I've got bloody sawdust on it. And on there. Fuck off. Right, yep, they're going to be needing a sand down. Right, that's it. Done. I'm going to have some lunch now. Don't forget to put the lid back on, Mel. Well, it's now the very next day. My varnish is well and truly dry, but I've realised I've actually forgotten something. I forgot the door stops. See, the problem is I'm using these sprung hinges. They are extremely strong. They hold the doors open, but they also hold the doors closed. So what we need is a method of stopping the door from going inside the cupboard. And I'll do that by using these little slivers of ply, each side, one like that, one there like that. And they actually stop the door from going inside, and those, because they're sprung, they do actually hold the door shut as well. Also, I need to make a finger hole in this to open it with. I don't think I'm going to bother putting actual door catches on these. I'm just going to make a little finger hole, but I'm going to place the finger hole in such a position that I can fit the door catches if I need to. But first, I'll need to glue these in place. Also, oh yeah, I want to add a couple of blocks each side here, like that. If you can see that, like that, there, so that I can put screws through the side. Just give it a little bit more strength. After all, this is a Vario. The suspension isn't the greatest in the world. It is quite a rough ride, and it's a bit like being in a constant state of earthquake. If you imagine this is going to be up there, it's going to be shaking around. I want to put as many screws in this as I possibly can. But before I do any of that, first thing I need to do is glue those in place. And then, yeah, we should be good to fit it once that glue dries. Where did I put the glue? That's the big question. I think what I'm going to do is actually use my little electric stapler that I bought from Aldi as well. Or was it Lidl's? I don't know, one or two. Is it in here? I can't remember where I put it. Right, I found my stapler that I was looking for. Oh dear. It's good to be organised, isn't it? Oh, looks like Becky's blocked up my glue. Right, it's alright. Give it like that. So just a little blob. Crocky, there's plenty. Right, it's oozing out. Smells too much. That's it. Right. One now. I'll tell you what, this was 15 quid, right? Works perfectly fine. Don't know about getting new staples for it though. Lovely. Right, so whilst the glue dries, I'm going to set this aside like that and concentrate on making the holes in these. That's the driver's side, that's the passenger side. So if I flip it that way, flip that one that way, that's the top, that's the bottom. Got that? Oh dear. Right, exactly 2 foot long. That's nice and easy. To find the middle, a 1 foot should do it. And you want it 30mm in from the edge, if my memory serves me right. There we go. That goes in there like that. And that should, perfect, absolutely perfect. Yes, easy once you've done half a dozen or more. How many of these have I done? Probably about 20 of them. There you go. Yeah. I'm deliberately doing it on the bench to stop it ripping through. Leaves a little bit of a mark on the bench, but does it matter? I guess not. I'll put that away properly in a minute. Let's get rid of that. Let's get some sandpaper, whatever it is. Nice fresh piece of sandpaper. Right, going to sand these out. These doors definitely need another coat of varnish. So yeah, we'll fit these properly once the doors have been varnished again. So I'm going to put that to one side, on top of the fridge. Oh yeah, the fridge is working really well. A lot of people said, oh, you'll never do it, it won't work. A 240 volt fridge in a running off a 12 volt battery won't work, it'll be really inefficient, blah 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 blah. I'll tell you what works a treat. I've had that on now constantly, probably a good month, just to try it out. It is a 240 volt fridge. I have changed the inverter though. I've changed over to a Victron Phoenix smart inverter. I've put some fish fingers in there just to make sure it's all right. Some cheap 80p fish fingers from Lidl's. I'll tell you what, those 80p fish fingers are great. You get 10 fish fingers for 80p. How do they do it so cheap? How do they make fish fingers, or how do they even produce the fish fingers for 80p? Beyond me. I'll tell you what, they're all right. I don't know where the fish comes from. Definitely not cod, but for 80p, who cares? It's a good source of protein. So you are. If you want a cheap meal, like really cheap, nasty meal, get yourself an 80p pack of fish fingers, some frozen chips, fish and chips, for less than £1. Well, £2 probably. Yeah. So I bought me and Becky and her dad and her mum fish and chips the other week, and it was 57 quid for cod and chips. Like four cod and chips, 57 quid. Yeah, unbelievable. Anyway, fish fingers, frozen chips, 2 quid max. Well, that's done. What have I got to do now? Wait for the glue to dry. Right, yeah, so while this is all drying, I'm going to some fish fingers. So I've just realised, whilst my fish fingers are cooking, I could actually fit my hinges. I'm going to measure in 3 inches from each side, like that. Because this is only, I think it's 12mm ply, I can only use quite short stubby screws, otherwise obviously it'll go right through. Where's my screwdriver? Yeah, you can hear them, they're quite tight. Yeah, I just think they look really nice. See how they look? Just make it nice and neat, even though you don't see them. But I suppose you do see them if you're looking. If I'm sat down looking up, I'm going to see those screws. It's just little details like that, what screws you use and stuff. I think it makes all the difference. The last thing I want is for these screws to rip out, especially whilst I'm driving. I don't want my doors falling down on top of me while I'm going down the motorway. That could have quite a detrimental effect, couldn't it? Well, it's going to sort my chips out. Right, whilst my chips are cooking, so that's the driver's side. So that's the driver's side door. Goes that way. Oh God, what am I doing? Right, I've got to bend the hinges. Oh, see how they are? I need to get this in the middle somewhat. There's a little bit of movement, a little bit of wiggle room. I want to make sure the gap each side is equal. Nobody wants an uneven gap. Oh, it's a little bit uneven. This gap's a little bit smaller than this side, but I think I'll live with that. It's pretty close. You can see why I'm doing this before I install the front of this in the actual van. I mean, it would be absolutely impossible to do this any other way, really. And you can use this technique for building overhead lockers as well, just like I did, except you do need to make sure you take more screws out of your tub. Let's just grab the whole box, Mel. Yeah, look at that. See that? They're going to hold those doors open easy. Nice and quick. My chips are cooking. My fish fingers are cooking. Oh, I'm hungry as well. As soon as that rear fryer goes ping, I'm out of here. There it is. Finish this off before I have something to eat. I just want to see how it looks. Well, there we are. So that's what it's ended up looking like. Oh, I'm really happy with that. That looks fantastic. Now, the next stage is to actually hang this inside the van so that I can measure for the bottom panel. And that's it, really. Oh, I've got to do some sides, haven't I? Yeah, so I do need, or will need, to put some side bits inside here, but I think what I'll do those partitions, internal partitions last, because I want to run all the wires basically. It's just going to make it that much easier. Where's my drill? I'm looking for my drill. I need a drill bit or two. Yeah, so I need to drill a couple of holes in this so I can put the screws through to actually hang it. Let's go and hang it in the van. So I'm going to try and hold this at the angle I want it to sit, which is slightly facing down, and screw it at the same time. Get it screwed up under there like that. I'm going by that and that. Yeah, that worked. By some miracle. Yes. Like Scots, it worked. Let's put another one in here. I don't know if this one's going to work so easily because I didn't put it. Oh, that's not going to work. I'm going to need to drill that again. I'm going to have to re-drill that hole. pull it down tighter. Gives us an idea of what it's going to look like. Right, let's see what it looks like sat down. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. That's a bit... The screen's going to be there. It's a bit high up still. Reversing camera will be perfectly fine. Sat nav, I'm not so sure now. I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine. So I'm thinking, because the dashboard is grey, I've got grey carpet inside the cab, there's a bit of grey phenolic ply at the back of the shower, why not use this grey phenolic ply underneath there as well? I do love this honeycomb ply. I think it'll look alright. Let's just see. If I sit here, and it just so happens I've got one sheet of this left that's just about long enough to do this, so that's what it's going to end up looking like. It's going to hold that there so I can get an idea. I don't think that looks out of place. This yellow that's showing here, I could actually paint that with like grey primer or something, or even perhaps put a bit of carpet up there. I don't know. Well, I'm going to cut a piece to length, put it in place and see how I feel about it. And the nice thing about this, it's got the black underside as well, or the dark brown underside. Not that it really matters because you won't see it. This is going to end up looking really good. Right, let's cut that piece of ply. You're probably thinking to yourself, hang on, he's making this up as he's going along. If you are thinking that, you're absolutely right, I am. It's just the way I do things. I actually do just make it up as I go along. I don't have any set plans, or I have a rough idea in my head of what I want to achieve, and then, yeah, literally just making it up as I go along. And thanks to you guys as well for all your comments, because a lot of people comment and say, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you try that? How about putting another one the other side? Those sort of comments. And it really does help me out. So if you've got any ideas you want to share with me, feel free to leave them in the comment section of any of my videos. I don't always answer comments, but I definitely read them. If I read them, I usually reply or respond in some manner. He says, pass it through this way. I want it the other way. Hang on. Yeah, it's got to go. Hang on. Oh, don't scratch the ceiling. Like that. That's it. It fits. Tight fit as well. I'm not going to let go. It's not that tight. How's that look? I can't really see it because I'm having to hold it at the same time. Oh yeah. Now that looks smart, I think. Oh. Thank you for getting me this ply, buddy. Really appreciate it. That is smart. That is a nice bit of ply. Right, now I know it fits, I'm going to cut holes in it for the speakers, and then, oh, that's going to be different now. Yeah, I'm thinking put the speakers in it and then fit it. I've had hard enough trouble doing this. So I think what I'll do, I'll cut the holes for the speakers, fit it, and then screw the speakers in one at a time. Yeah. Oof. Right, let's do that next. Okay, so the speakers I'm going to be hopefully using are these 6-inch 60-watt speakers. They've got built-in tweeters. Yeah, some from the same company, by the way, a Toto, that supplied the head unit. Right, let's take a look at these. I think they're 6-inch. It doesn't actually say. I'm just guessing. Let's have a look. Instructions, we don't need them. There we go. I'm going to put this in here because it's quite windy today and I don't want stuff blowing away all over the place. Let's take a look. Oh, that's a shame. Don't you hate that? The cone. Let's put that in my pocket so it don't blow away. See the cone there? It's dented in. I don't think it was me that did that. I hope it wasn't, and that one. They both like it. That is a shame. Don't suppose it really matters. If I cut holes in this to take these, I can always change them if I need to, or if I want to at a later date. How big is this sanding disc? Draw around it. It's 5, that's no good. I think that is going to be right on the money. Look at that. What do you reckon? I think it's worth a go. And it won't move as I draw around it either. Alrighty then, let's see if we got this to work. Absolutely spot on. Doesn't that look sexy? Yes. Yes, Mel, it does. I can hear you all shouting now. That looks amazing, Mel. You've done it again. Yep, I think so. Let's do another one this side. I'm going to cut the hole a little bit under 6 inches. That way it gives us the option to fit different speakers if we should choose to at a later date. That's it, like that. You can see what I've done there, like that. So it's under 6 inches because the lip on the inside, this piece, is probably about 5.5 inches. So it's all right, it's all good. Perfect. So I'm going to leave those out now. I'm not going to fit them just yet. I'm going to screw this into place first because with those speakers it's going to be really heavy to fit this. So I'm going to go ahead, screw this into place now and see what it looks like. Right, I've pre-drilled some holes to make this easier on me. On myself, I should say. And this isn't going to stay here because I need to paint this yellow. It looks a bit pants like that. I just want to pre-fit it so I know where I've got to drill the wires, holes for the wires to come down for the dash cam and all that. Right, in there you go, in go. Oh, thank you. Thank you, stay there. Stay there. Take the weight, take the weight. You can do it. You're not going to break. Is that off camera? That's it, that's it. I'm using silver screws as well so they don't notice so much. But I've discovered that grey primer actually matches this quite well. So once it's all in place, I will go around with some grey primer and just dob the end of the screws. You won't notice them so much. And I've put 4 screws around the speakers because obviously they're quite heavy. Yeah, I'm not going to put all of the screws in because I'll only end up having to take them all out. So I think 2 in the middle, 2 at each end will be perfect just to figure out where all the wiring's going to be going. And I've got to do the centre partitions yet as well. There you are. At least we get an idea of what it's going to look like. And I think it's going to look pretty good. But what do you think? Does it look okay? There you are. That's all the screws I need to put in, I think, for now. That'll give me an idea where the cables go. It's pretty strong, I think. Yeah, that's going to be strong enough. Well, the light is fading, so I thought for this momentous occasion I would bring you inside so you can see it a little bit better. Not much better, but you can definitely see it better. And I'm going to actually plug this in so we can get full effect of what it looks like. This is only temporarily, obviously, because there's no cage to hold it in place. So I'm hoping it's going to balance there on its own merit. Will it stay there? I don't know if it will. Oh, I don't want to risk it falling out. I really don't want this to fall out, as you can probably understand. That's just too dodgy. Hang on, let's put something on. I'll put this behind it. Put a bit of weight on it. I know it's a bit Mickey Mouse, but there you are. At least we can get an idea. That's it, stay. Of what it's going to look like. So I'll turn the ignition on. It should, in theory, light up. Yes! Here we go. Oh, have we got sound? Ta-da! It actually works, look at that. Kind of reminds me of an old American RV, you know, with a TV screen between the two cupboards above the cab. Absolutely brilliant. I'm absolutely done. Look at that though. Sit down. Yeah, I can just about see it when I'm driving, I think. Yeah, I can live with that. Right, let's go.